Welcome along then, and welcome to round number 7 and Monaco of our next adventure in this Williams team. And after last time out, it was a very difficult one, and it was at Imola, and we did have a big crash for our man Theo Pourchaire, but he is repaired and ready to go, and we are looking at a Monaco GP. We've got a design underfloor being completed in the next 3 days as well, so that'll be in time for the Spanish GP, and we've got some side pods being completed there as well. We can then manufacture them, but obviously designing is what we needed to do first. Season objective 8th or above. We are currently 7th, and that is just meeting our objectives nicely. So, are you ready for the legendary track in the F1 calendar? It is Monaco. We are still a heavy car, so it's going to be limitation on how we do. But let's fast forward to qualifying, and let's hope you enjoy the ride of Monaco. So let's go. Monaco qualifying. Can we get into Q2 again? We're pretty good at it, but obviously we need no big crashes. That usually helps, doesn't it? Especially when you've got Theo Pourchaire trying his heart out, bless him, but making mistakes along the way. That's what tends to happen though, so we just got to bear with it. That's why we've risked having a rookie in, and we're going to send out nice and early, get a lap time on the board, make sure there is no safety cars or flags that wreck our laps. So let's follow Alex Albon for a lap of Monaco, and let's watch it in all its glory. See what we want to do. Car coming out of the pits. Let's go a little bit of helmet cam. Get everyone excited for it. Up the hill. And I tell you what, you wouldn't find me round here on an F1 car, especially in an F1 game. Jesus, I'm getting a headache watching this. It is all over the place. It's purple first sector, but that's obviously because we're the first car out. So let's just bring the entertainment down a little bit. But we need to. Oh my God, is Pourchaire actually? How has Pourchaire got an Alpha Tauri in front of him? How much is that affecting him? 18.6 and an 18.9. And then he finally gets out the way. What an absolute nightmare that was. But, annoying. But there you go. But Alex Albon will be the first over the line to complete his first flying lap. And he's put a nice steady lap together here. What was the middle sector? 32.5 and a 33.3. That's how slow Pourchaire got held up. Should really pull Pourchaire in, but we'll give him a lap anyway. And Alex Albon is across the line in a 1:11.0.
Slightly negative if you can.
Pourchaire goes second, but it's a 1.1 seconds off the lead. He was absolutely held up massively. So we have sent Pourchaire out for a flying lap on his own, and we'll send Alex Albon out a little bit later. But look at Alex Albon's times. It's actually a really good time compared to everyone else around him. Sitting in 6th place at the moment. Obviously, there's a few cars below out of position, like Russell, Alonso, Gasly and Ocon. But that's pretty good. Pourchaire's going to try and not get any traffic, and he looks good for this section of the track. And it is a green first sector, and 18.674 for Pourchaire, trying to get some confidence back after his crash last time out in Imola. Through to the tunnel we go, and it's not looking a bad lap at all so far. Let's see how he can get on. Let's also send Alex Albon out now. So we've gone early, and we are risking it here. And Pourchaire through the middle sector, he's got to be green. I think it needs to be in the 32s, and it is a 32.6, so decent middle sector. And where is this going to put Theo Pourchaire on his proper flying lap after getting held up? Theo Pourchaire coming to go across the line, and he will go P8, 1.6 seconds off the lead. P8 for Theo Pourchaire, as we await Alex Albon, who's halfway round to start his lap. So Albon, P7. I don't think we're going to get time, and we've got a yellow flag, and it's a red flag. Session suspended.
That's a red flag.
What has happened out in qualifying? Who has stacked it? We're about to find out. It is Lance Stroll coming up the hill. Oh, loses it on the outside into the barrier. And that is an Aston Martin who is out of qualifying.
The team glued to the
Big,
monitors and watching their
big shock for the Aston Martin. And that is Stroll behind us. So, session suspended. We're going to use the same tyres here. Albon was just starting a lap. We're going to use 93 as well. And we're going to have to get these both straight out, I think, when the session goes green. 4 minutes 41. We'll use the same tyres. Let's get them both out. And now, can we get through? Stroll's out. We're definitely one place gone already. What can we do? So, pretty close together. Few cars coming out of the pits as well. Hopefully they don't hurt us. I think there's an Alpine coming out of the pits at the moment. But it is Albon who's coming round the first corner. And he does have that Alpine ahead of him. But will he get past him? No problem. He will. But will Porsche get past him as well? Surely he will as well. He's going to meet him in the worst place possible. But will he let him past? And at the moment, computer says no. Come on. And now he does, finally. Hopefully he hasn't. They're both yellow though. 18.7 and an 18.9. It's not a brilliant first sectors. It might not matter because traffic is going to be chaos out here. But it was always worth a try to send them again on these used tyres. But it's all about the middle sector. Could we improve in the middle? We've got a lot of improving to do on some of them. But remember, Albon is 7th at present. And middle sector's not great either, 32.7. It's a 32.7 as well for Porsche. Rubber and grip are down compared to what they were. That could be a reason why. But for now, Alex Albon is going to cross the line. He is not going to improve. Porsche also doesn't improve. P7, P8, and now it's a nervous wait to see if we can qualify. And there you have it. We have done it quite comfortably in P8 and P9. A 111.0, a 111.1, and that is a terrific qualifying session in Q1. Only Q1 though. We're going to move on to Q2 now, and fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. It looks pretty good to get to Q3 in Monaco. Let's go. Do we go early again? I'm going to hold for a minute. Send Albon now. Oh, Albon coming out in some traffic.
Build front tire, Tim. Yeah.
So about to start. We haven't got a massive gap to the Aston Martin ahead, but it might be okay. I think they're far enough apart. And we are racing our flying lap time. Here in Q2, we've probably got another lap after this still to do as well. So we just don't know at the moment how we are. Was the Q1 performance a bit false? Well, it's time to find out. As Alex Albon does an 18.8 in the first sector. Still got that Aston Martin behind. Porsche's just coming around the final few corners to start his flying lap. Decent traffic for him as well. And now under the tunnel we go. Chased by a Red Bull. Perez or Verstappen? It is Verstappen. But don't get in the way, Verstappen. It's okay. We'll come for you next season. Do not even attempt an overtake. So it was an 18.8, it's a 32.6. I think we've done a 32.5 through there, so it's not the fastest. We're aiming for a dead 111 if we can get it. Alex Albon, final corner. Red Bull catching up very quickly. And now DRS opens, Aston Martin stretch clear, and Albon does cross the line, and it is only a 111.4. So still 4 tenths down compared to what we have done before. 32.6 for the middle. What does Pourchaire do through the middle? 32.8, so he's a couple more temps down as well. So this might not be the best laps. But let's see. Grip and rubber is down as well, remember? And now Pourchaire, aiming for probably just behind Hulkenberg, I imagine. As he comes across the line exactly where we thought. P3 and P5, another run to come. So we fast forwarded a bit quick, but Albon's done an 18.8 in the first sector yet again. He hasn't really improved. He's got that Aston Martin again in front of him. And this might not be great for our strategy. We're stuck behind the Aston Martin. And look how much he is tucked up. This is not going to help. But he's gone green in the middle, 32.5. Let's just hope we can get through here. Another 3 temps if we can eke that out. Around the last corner we go. It is Monaco at its finest in terms of traffic. Hopefully a little bit of a DRS slipstream down the straight. Can he get it into the 111s? He doesn't. He gets an 10th improvement, 1.7, and that is Albon's final lap. But 10th up in the first sector for Pourchaire. We've got a chance still of getting through with Albon. Let's watch, because Tsunoda's not improving. Ocon isn't. Piastri and Gasly isn't. So it could be that we get both cars through still. Pourchaire needs a good middle sector. Piastri's now improving. Piastri does improve, but so is Pourchaire with a 32.6 middle sector. Gasly's not improving. Where is this going to put Pourchaire? Is it going to put him on the edge? Give him a bit of barrier for Albon. Gasly improves, but bottom off. Here comes Pourchaire. And he's got up to P9. He pushes Albon down. But now all eyes on the centre of the track. Because Piastri has not improved as much in that middle. And I think we might have just got potentially cars into Q3 again. Well, I don't want to push too far forward. Where have we got? End of session. Tsunoda's out. Oh, we got both cars into Q3. A turn up for the books in Monaco. Where's Ocon? Ocon's coming through the tunnel now. Piastri hasn't improved. I think he's just finished a lap. And Ocon is there. Gasly's coming around the last corner. Will Gasly peel off into the pits? He will. And I think
okay, nice one, mate. That's through.
We are through to Q3. Both drivers. Let's go. Double Q3. P9, P10. We actually went slower than the first time. So there is actually P8 of the Haas that we can target. And that is what we are going to do. Here we go. Can we do it? We're after one place pretty much. It's going to be hard to get any higher than this. We've got brand new sets of soft tyres on. And let's let everyone just do a run. Let them bed the track in a little bit. Only 10 cars in this session, a lot less traffic. And then we're going to send Albon. We're going to send Pourchaire. And here we go. Q3 time for the first time for both drivers together. What can we do? Pourchaire and Albon to light it up with the Williams. And it's to 109.6. We know we've got about a 111 in us. So there's a chance at the moment that Alonso, Russell, Hulkenberg time isn't brilliant. But we know what we need first sector. Mid-18s. I believe it was. And through we go, 18.7. So I think we've done an 18.8 in there previously. So we'll take that. Might still have another lap after this. Be on used tyres though. So, flying lap 1 for Pourchaire. He's going to come through that middle sector now. And he's going to do an 18.9. Not a great sector for Pourchaire. So the key man is Alex Albon at the moment on an 18.7. What's he going to get through this middle sector? 32.6. I think that's okay. Don't think that's too bad. But can he get this part here? This is where we're aiming. This will be a brilliant result. And Alex Albon rounds the final corner. DRS open, attacks the straight, and moves himself ahead of Alonso and Russell, just behind Nico Hülkenberg.
Time is good.
Pourchaire's is not a great lap, expecting him around the P9, well maybe not even to move himself up. And he stays. P10 for Pourchaire. So here we go, our last runs in this session. And it starts with the Williams. We've got a Red Bull right behind us, which always makes me nervous. And hopefully that is them finishing their lap. DRS is open. Cars are coming out the pits. Oh, that's close on the exit. But Albon starts his flying lap. Pourchaire just starting his flying lap now as well. We've gone a little bit early, but we're not in the podium, the top pole position spot. So it's all about fighting Hülkenberg from P6. Expecting improvement from Alonso, and there's Russell's improvement, 1.4 seconds now. That will be him done. So it's all about getting P7. But an 18.8 for Albon, that's roughly around within a tenth. And I tell you what, it's an 18.8 for Pourchaire who improves. Not the best first sectors. We need to find just a little bit on Hülkenberg for Albon. And we've got an Aston Martin still ahead. Literally 0.02 of a tenth is all we need to find. It's not green in the middle either. Looks like we are going to falter with Alex Albon. Pourchaire has improved in the first and hasn't. Oh, it's a bad middle sector. So it looks like we've done all we can as we come to cross the line. Alex Albon, as we expect, doesn't improve. Stays P9. Pourchaire coming around the final corner as well, should improve, but well, no, he had a terrible final lap. He's out as well, but take the silver lining. P9, P10 for this Monaco GP. What a round for our boys in blue. So a pretty steady race at the minute, and Monaco, as we know, notoriously difficult to overtake. We've gone through to lap 19 and nothing has really changed. Albon is still 3.3 seconds now, and he has closed that gap a lot, which is good. So we can just try and close that gap a little bit, because it was about 5.5 seconds at one point, nearly 6. So it looks like Hülkenberg himself is now starting to struggle, and you can see the tyres. We've used about the same as Hülkenberg, so maybe he's starting to look after his tyres. He did lap just a little bit quicker last time round, but we are going to try and get that under that 3-second margin. See if we can just creep up, and look at this cars here. P10 to P14, all together, all after these couple of points that is on offer where we sit. 2.7 the gap now, so we are closing all the time. And let's give him some DRS or even ERS power unit availability.
Okay.
Just to try and close that gap even more. Hands up in the crowd, they're loving the action. But you never know what's going to happen. Long way to go. 58 laps left in this Monaco race. Big cars around this track now. So let's put up to aggressive. Let's keep the tyre management. And you can see, there's the Haas. Here's Albon, who's just pulled away from Pourchaire after being given the licence to push a little bit. And he is trying to close. We know fuel probably won't be an issue. We can conserve later on. But I just wanted to try and catch that Hülkenberg, because that's a few extra points if we can close it. And this is going to be a race which is going to be done in the pit stops if you want to make moves happen. But Albon's nearly got it down to just a flat 2 seconds. Racing really nicely. 2.2 at the moment. We'll go back to neutral.
Low on back.
So we can start conserving that one up. 2.4 at the moment. With Porsche always under pressure, as ever, by Ocon. And that Ocon is on the hard mediums. So just got to see, I mean 5 tenths faster that last lap for Albon. And he is right behind of us. Ocon is not happy to be stuck behind this blue Williams. And into the hairpin we go. He's going to have to stay a little bit longer, because he is a few struggling seconds behind. Let's cut back down then. And it's looking pretty the same. 2.3 seconds with pit stops around lap 35. And sadly, Ocon has now got Porsche. One of the few overtakes. And Porsche's got back past Ocon. But Ocon kept to the inside line. And as we get to the tunnel, I think he's just stayed ahead as Ocon, and he has. So we just mind our business for now there. Let's top up on the power unit.
Let's try and build this back up.
And we're well on track for this one stop. And it was 3-second gap, 2.5 back to Ocon. So pit stops are on. We are stuck behind an Aston Martin. Stroll just overtook us. But we are going to come back into the pits now. So we're just going to push Porsche. I don't think we're going to get ahead of Ocon. Ocon has just come out of the pits. Obviously Ocon had pulled a few seconds clear. But it is Alex Albon who we've got to kind of watch. It's on 34%. We're going to attack now. And we are almost going to double stack these.
You can close up.
But I think we've got a big enough gap. 1, 2, 3. Unless we get a big mistake, which is a risk.
Easy overtake. Yes.
It's going to be a risk. But we are 3.8 seconds ahead. You can see the Williams in the background. And we're going to try and bring them in together. About 4 seconds a gap. Good stop needed by Albon. And this is to cover off against Ocon. But I don't think we're going to be far enough. Here's Albon. And here's Port. This might not work. This looks too close for my comfort. Good stop needed by the team. Come on, 2.6. Oh, that'll do. 2.9, bit slower. 2.7. Where is Esteban Ocon? There he is, and he has jumped us. But we are out now of the pit lane, and look at that Red Bull. He is flying out front for Verstappen. It's Perez. They're just gone. Absolute gone. Carnage. So Ocon is ahead of us, and Ocon has gone on to the soft tyres. Wow, that's a big call. That's a very big call. Surely they're not going to get softs to the end. I mean, that's 44 laps. Surely we've not made another strategy dilemma here. Surely not. Strategy looks all over the place for Albon here.
Back's on the low side now. Yes.
But Albon is behind the Red Bull. He's not that far behind these two. And it'll be De Vries who will start holding these up as well. So this isn't too bad, I don't feel. Let's get these tyres into the window.
Yeah.
Get them nice and warm. And when they're in, we can cool it back down a little bit. Need this Red Bull to pee off, basically. And they are now in to the zone. So we can cool it back down. Hulkenberg coming out of the pits now, though. We needed Hulkenberg. We were trying to close. We can't get in, but up the hill we've got a great chance. And that is a Williams through past Hulkenberg. Get in. That is a jump on the Haas.
Okay.
And now we can try and defend it. But what, the tyre's gone hard. It's these softs. Will they last? I can't see them lasting 40 laps. No chance. But we're going to find out one way or the other, aren't we? So Hulkenberg is all over the back of us on them hard tyres. Not got much better percentage than us. Only a few percent. But we have got Yuki Tsunoda ahead of us in the AlphaTauri on the soft tyres. Ocon's only a couple of seconds up the road, and that's if he does get them tyres to the end, which doesn't look like he will. That doesn't look like we will, but we will. And you can see now all these cars ahead. We're going to try and keep ahead. Porsche's P15, he's not far behind. So we've got this all to play for. Can we get the points? It's going to be close. So De Vries has pitted. And now that leaves us in P12 and P14. Ocon look though. I mean, Tsunoda's only just behind him. Okay, that's not bad. I thought he was going to say we're 14 seconds behind him. But we're not. It is Ocon and Tsunoda doing battle. And these two will surely have to pit again. But we're looking pretty tidy on these hard tyres. We've just looked after them nicely. And we've got the fuel there as well. So everything's to play for lap 44. That means if these pit, we'll be back up to P10. Might not be the double point positions that we wanted, but obviously we've got to manage it somehow. Gasly has pitted for mediums just lap 45. So we are up to P11, but it still could be Ocon and Tsunoda still got a pit. I mean, that's a big gap, 31 seconds to cover off. Tyres are reducing all the time, 55, 58 and 66 even. So we got a chance here, got a chance. So I think soft tyres, by all means, seem to be going off. Stroll's in, but he's not going to bother us too much. And it's really, we've just absolutely smashed the gap down towards Tsunoda. And this is going to be tough to overtake, because it's not a place you can really overtake. But at the moment, 40% for Tsunoda, and we have really tumbled this gap. But Gasly's coming with us, and Gasly is on mediums, and you can see them mediums on 84%, so he's using them pretty quickly. It was a bad lap by Tsunoda, and now we are looking, we're going to look for a move into turn 1. Come on, Kazzy got the job done. I think he might have. Round the outside. Yep. Can he keep the position? Yes, he can. We are back into 0.1 position. Alex Albon into 10th place. And them tyres looking okay. They're looking okay as well. And let's just push our man Porsche. He was overtaken a little bit earlier on. And remember, we were starting P9 and P10 in this race. But with Hulkenberg's also dropped back, and now we're going to go about trying to catch up Ocon. If we can get Ocon, that would be nice. We're only 2.3 seconds behind.
Let's get the pack under control.
Going to give ourselves a little bit more power unit. And tyres looking pretty steady as well. So P10 for Albon. One more place potentially from Ocon. How's his tyres looking? 38 for Tsunoda and 51 for Ocon. So it's hanging in the balance at the moment. Can we gain? I mean, Albon will be looking so, and Porsche is gaining on Hulkenberg. 5 tenths now the gap. So Tsunoda is in then to the pits, and he comes in and drops down to P14. Albon's looking good, and he's still just catching Ocon, and Ocon is yet again to pit still. If he doesn't get to the end, that is. Still though, 22 laps to go. And we're looking okay. Fuel wise, Porsche is pushing, and he's trying to get past the Haas of Hulkenberg to take P12. Albon's really caught up, but it could be that Ocon is luring Albon in to slow him up for Gasly. That could be the plan. We're rubbering a lot now. We're going to deploy and see if we can get P12, because we're going to move up again when Ocon pits, if he does. We're going to leave him on deploy. Hopefully he doesn't stack it. We haven't got the parts anymore for this. But Albon is catching, and catching quickly. Will Ocon pit this lap? He doesn't. He stays out. And surely 46% is going to be in our favour. Surely. Let's get back to neutral. And we are right there behind Hulkenberg as well. So, all to play for. There's only 22 laps to go. And it's Porsche right behind Mr. Hulkenberg. Lapping quicker. Will there be a move? I think he's going to think about it. Very tough place to overtake. And Albon's got that gap down to a C now. Williams in between an Alpine sandwich is the order of the day. And Ocon does finally pit a couple of laps later. And he's now just coming out, but move Porsche up to P12 and us Albon up to P9. 27.3 seconds off the next place. So it's going to be tough for him to get that gap. We're going to start managing the tyres a little bit and their temperature. And we're going to keep an eye on that 1.2 second gap that is at the moment. If that gets below a second, don't you worry, we'll be getting that back straight into the aggressive mode, because we do not want to lose that position. Still, just going under again. This could be, I mean, it is down the straight. So we will hold a minute. We'll try all our mights to not have to push back to aggressive just yet. But I think we could be on for a point in Monaco. And he's caught us pretty quickly.
We can push on now.
Let's move it back to aggressive. And you can see that aggressive just dropped it from Hulkenberg a little bit as well. And Shogun Yu at the bottom in the pits. Albon has been overtook. Oh no. How did he get him?
Ridiculous.
Was it literally straight down the straight? DRS top speed.
Now this was at turn 1. The opportunity
DRS open down the straight. We're already aggressive. Albon moves aside, opens the letterbox, lets him send it, and we now move down to P10. We've got to keep ahead. 4.9 seconds is the gap. We'll take a point all day long. Still, anything could happen in this race. Porsche is in a world of his own as well. But we're still there, you just don't know. As long as we keep ahead of Hulkenberg, we can still get a point. So, 5 laps to go. Albon's tyres are looking pretty poor. So I am actually going to go on to light and try and protect both of these. Because they've got, I mean, Porsche's going to come under a bit of an attack. We know we went long on these hard tyres. We have got a 16.5 second gap with Albon. We can probably go conserve a lot more and try and just manage and stretch this out. We probably don't need to. We've got to watch how cold they get as well. So we'll just boost through here. And you can see the gap staying around the same. You can see the tyre temperature starting to come down as well. It's getting a bit cold. So we're going to move that back up to medium. And medium. Still 18.7 seconds. We're looking good for a point here. Can we get a point in the bag? We're going to try. Ocon has got Porsche. I'm not going to bother watching that. We knew that was going to be the case because we are so close on tyre, and same as Tsunoda. P14, P15. I'm gambling, but Verstappen has won, and now it's time for Alex Albon's final lap. He's got 0.5. I don't even need to push. I'm not going to risk it. And Porsche, I think, he's going to just hold off. Can he hold off though? He's being chased all the time. There's a close battle to the line into corner 1. Oh no, I nearly lost the screen. But Albon is the only one who's not finished. Albon is going to get a point. Porsche has finished. So it's Alex Albon coming for a victory parade to get a point for this Williams team. It's going to be absolutely fantastic job for Alex Albon. He comes through and we will be taking that. Alex Albon coming home to finally cross the line, and it's 1 point in the bag for the Williams. We compromised Porsche a little bit on strategy, but what a result. It is a point for Alex Albon in the Williams. Look at that. It wasn't the best lap times out there, but P10 for Albon, P14 for Theo. We take that on board all day long, and we'll come back to the standings as I skipped through it then. That is what we want to see. Driver bonuses for Albon getting 10th. I mean, I'll live with that. That's fine. We've got a design and complete as well. And look at the standings. 7th. We gain a point on Haas, who are running with 12. It's getting a bit closer as the drivers take up 12th and 13th. So it's looking good. And next time round we have Spain for the Spanish GP. And fingers crossed we can put in another top performance. Get in another point for Williams.